Hey, loves. Say hey.
What up, though?
So, tonight you are keeping up with the Colemans, and we're going to talk about a relationship topic that a lot of people feel communication is key for a successful relationship. You feel that way?
I feel like communication is key.
Okay.
But like I said before, it's not the bottom line.
So, that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to agree to disagree. Or we're going to agree at the end and, you know.
She just trying to,
like I was saying, we're going to agree to disagree.
Figure a way out to, try to dig something.
Because I don't feel like communication is key. I feel like understanding is key. Because you can communicate, but that doesn't mean that I understand what you're trying to communicate to me.
With communication. You have to understand me for me to communicate with you. If you don't understand, that's on your part, though.
Don't be so serious all the time. You gotta be able to laugh. You gotta laugh sometimes. Everything can't be so serious. You gotta be able to smile and laugh and joke. Right?
So, we're going to let Mr. Coleman start off with his explanation and why he feels how he feels about communication in a relationship. And let's just stop for a moment because let's remember, this is a marriage. It's not just a relationship. This is a marriage.
Sit the right way.
Are you done?
See?
So Mr. Coleman is going to start, and he's going to tell us how he feels about communicating in relationships.
You said communication isn't key. Communication isn't key because understanding is key.
I said what I said.
You can't communicate with somebody without understanding. So that's like saying two of the same things.
I can't eat the hard.
That's what you think?
Don't worry
So basically you're saying that I'm null and void because to understand is to communicate?
Without understanding, like I said, I understand you can't have communication.
Thank you. I can't eat the hard ones.
Okay, you're welcome. Love you. Can y'all go play Ryan, please?
Crispy.
First of all, I was trying to make sure they was done. That's all. I was just trying to make sure they was done.
But as I was saying, like, you gotta understand me to hear me, which is communication. Bottom line, if I'm communicating with you and you're not understanding me, what the communication is key. Understanding is a part of communication, like I said. So you have to understand me while I'm communicating with you. Because at the end of the day, if I'm just talking, what is the point of that shit? I'm just wasting my breath. That's like speaking to somebody that don't speak the same language as you. You can't communicate with them because they don't understand you. So if in a relationship you're not understanding what I'm saying, then we can't communicate. So
Agreed.
That's one of the same. Point blank period. Like, there's no way really around that. So therefore, communication is key. If you choose not to understand me and I am communicating the right way, then that's the other party in that relationship's fault. But if I'm not communicating the right way, if we're not communicating with each other the right way, then that's both our fault. We got to find a way to communicate. That's why it is key. Because once you communicate the right way, shit start changing. But if I ain't trying to hear shit you got to say and I ain't... Yeah. But yeah, so if I'm not trying to hear shit you got to say, then that means there's not going to be any understanding, no matter how good I communicate. How good you communicate with me. I'm not trying to hear shit. So it's not gonna be no understanding.
Hallelujah.
So you saying, understanding is key. No, communication is key. It's my understanding of the way you're communicating. And if I say, hey, you know what? The way you communicating to me or bringing this shit across to me, I'm taking it this way, so therefore I'm not understanding or I'm choosing not to understand it. Like if you come across somebody on some rah-rah shit, like, nigga, I mean, with me, I meet aggression with aggression. I'm that type of nigga, so
Yes.
you get aggressive with me, I'm gonna get aggressive right back to you. I don't wanna hear shit. That's it.
Very true.
So you talk to me the right way, talk to me nice, I'm gonna talk to you nice.
Talk to me nice.
It's simple.
Cut and
why
dry.
Communication is key.
No gray area.
It's something about you, girl, that just makes my head wanna twirl. Oh, you got me want to tell all them other.
There you have it. There's Mr. Coleman's spin on why communicating is key in a relationship. Now, my spin on things is that understanding is key because I don't think they're one and the same. I always use myself, and I'm going to also use my husband as an example because a lot of times I feel like the way we communicate with each other, we lack understanding in that communication, which leads to other issues. And at one point, we truly were not understanding each other. We did all the wrong things, and I said we, two people, not just one. We did all the wrong things because we were not trying to hear shit the other had to say. We chose not to understand each other, and that is where all our issues came into play. We chose not to. No.
Just been too much.
All the time. All the time. So when I say that we chose not to understand each other, there's a lot of things that played into that. It wasn't like, oh, we woke up one day. Look at us. We are just so cute. That was when Kylie was such a little baby. But anyway, a lot played into that. You know, we were going through things separately, and we weren't helping each other through our own issues that we were having in the correct manner. Communication. See, he's cutting me off.
Very much of an asshole and didn't care, and I'm not a hider. I do what I want to do. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. Like, and that was where I went wrong at. Like, that was my don't do about the relationship. I did it, and I was like, how you say that?
And let's remember a marriage, because we wasn't just boyfriend and girlfriend. We haven't been boyfriend and girlfriend in years. So when I say we chose not to understand each other, a lot played into that. We were both going through things separately, because you got to also remember, just because you're in a relationship, a marriage, partnership, whatever it is, you're going to go through things on your own. Everything isn't always about the both of you together collectively. Sometimes you're going to go through things internally, and your partner's going to have no idea what you're going through. All they're going to see is how you're treating them, how you're ignoring them, how they feel lost and they feel unwanted. They don't know you're dealing with something internally because you haven't even said it. Mm-hmm. No communication, no understanding.
Exactly. And especially when, a lot of times in relationships, you get to the point where it's you get to that I don't give a fuck point, or fuck it,
yes.
You get to that point a lot of times, especially in a marriage, that's what I think you miss. And you misinterpret the understanding part, because you gotta really have a lot of forgiveness,
yes,
and understanding. I forgive daily, numerous times. Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm aggravated, or I'm unappreciated, or I'm just basically rubbed the wrong way. And you gotta have daily forgiveness, because this is a life partner. So somebody could your partner will piss you off throughout the day to the point where it's if it was somebody else, I would knock you the fuck out.
Not smooth out.
But
smooth out.
I love you, and we're gonna do this shit to motherfuckers' ashes and in the ground somewhere.
Because we agreed to do life together.
Exactly. And that's where understanding come into play at. Understanding you in this shit through thick and thin forever, no matter what, period. Because you gotta look at me. I always look at, maybe because where I'm from, always look at the worst case scenarios. You see them, those are little
Monsters.
we created that we gotta make sure we keep our shit together. No matter, I mean, shit get rocky, but like I said, like
Rocky
this
Road.
is not a person, anybody else. This is the person, like, you know, like at the end of
I'm
the day,
the person.
like if I'm
You
like,
heard him.
if I'm gonna do like some serious shit or if something go wrong, the worst shit in the world can happen. Like, you know, it used to be my mother, now it's my wife. Like I don't have that run to shit to her, like my mom's. I knew no matter what, like mommy's still gonna have a baby at the end of the day, like murderer, drug dealer, doctor.
Mommy.
That's called learn unconditional love. When you can learn unconditional love for another person, it's dangerous and it's a blessing at the same time. It's dangerous if you give it to the wrong motherfucker, but it's a blessing if you give it to the person who you decide to like. We gonna ride this shit till the wheels fall off, type of shit. Like that's where the blessing comes in. Man. That's why I think no matter what, like I take losses, I fuck with the wrong people, I lose bread. You know what I'm saying? I lost numerous of friends, but I ain't never. Since we started, I ain't lose one person. You know what I'm saying? Like, we done both had to make decisions like, should this nigga die or should we cut this tie completely or should we just cancel everybody out and get back in our bubble? Sometimes we had to say yes, sometimes we had to say no, but at the end of the day, it was always us. Come outside, Europe. I'm on the block. I'm on the block. Come through, bro.
That is not how the song goes.
That is how the song. That's the real version. Come outside. I'm on the block. Nigga said, check the verse.
You gotta do it like hard, like.
Sexy, like, you know what I'm saying?
Little brown girls.
And in all honesty, you know, at the end of the day, everybody's relationship with their partner is going to be different. I don't really have relationship goals anymore. I used to say that, oh, there it goes. I don't have that anymore because I want to be my own goal. No. We're my goal. You know, we're goofy, we're silly, we laugh, we have fun, we argue, we fuss, we cuss each other out. We still working on each other. And, you know, we expect certain things from each other. Sometimes we fall short. A lot of times we fall short. Nowhere near perfect. But there's love there. There's respect there. And our trust is getting back where it needs to be. So at the end of the day, the key to a healthy, happy relationship is what you make it. What works for you and your spouse, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your partner, is what works for y'all. Don't let nobody tell you what you need to do. When you tell God that you are going to dedicate yourself to do life with the person, take that a little bit more seriously. I've seen people in a relationship for 12, 13 years, 14 years, 20 years, never married. And that's okay. I'm not saying you got to be married. But what I am saying is when you decide to marry a person, that is supposed to be forever. Not forever until you get on my nerves or until we have a big fight or until something is done that I have to forgive you for. Forever means forever. Until you old and wrinkled. Until one of you go home to be with whoever your God is. Forever is forever. And when you say that, mean that. Don't think about it like, oh, there's a way out. So even though I'm saying yes right now, I could say no later. Don't think of it like that. Make sure you're saying yes because you want to be there. And there's no other option. Don't ever marry someone if you feel like I'm not going to be with this person.
Got
Mommy,
somebody
Daddy, you look
love me and I love them. I got beautiful, healthy kids.
Mom.
I'm
Because they
healthy.
gorgeous.
My wife is
He
healthy.
like mommy.
I'm not in the streets. I'm
Daddy.
not doing bad.
He
I have
like mommy.
enough money and left over afterwards. You know what I mean? Me and my wife could buy the extra, the material things and stuff like that. I'm afforded a lot of things. And 20% of it is regular stuff that everybody goes to. Trials and tribulations. That's all that it is. Everybody does it. Ain't nobody exempt to that shit or nothing. You ain't gonna like me, and I ain't gonna like you. My kids don't like us sometimes, and my kids love me all the time. Like I said, my kids love me all the time, though. Sometimes I'm mean daddy, but I'm always the best daddy. You feel me? Just like sometimes I can't stand this nigga, but all times I'm that nigga. So, you know, that's how you gotta keep it. As long as you keep it that way, where what the fuck you sucking your teeth for? You got something to say?
Cause you got a big ass head. That's why.
I have been big my whole life.
Let me see.
But at the end of the day, see, I created that little thing.
We created that. The fuck?
Might not
Smile,
say-
Kylie. Smile. Smile. You see that gap?
Yeah.
That's about all she got from me.
Okay. And
Anyway,
wait.
keep up with the comments. Next video, y'all tell us what y'all want to talk about.
Don't share Daddy's
all love. We
videos.
appreciate
It's my
y'all.
video. It's not
Yeah, just
fair
lock
to
it.
pre that thumbs up for your video and don't remember us. How can your videos can do? Smack that. And smack 1, 2, 3. Smack that thumbs up for your girl. Like that.